Peter bets it, and he's certainly going to get at least a call. And Simon raises him, trying to protect his queen because the kicker isn't brilliant. He's only got the 6 kicker, which will play at the moment. So he's not to know that, so he's saying, well, I want to protect this hand a little bit. See what Peter decides to do. And Peter calls him. So this is interesting. We'll take the turn.
Ace on the turn.
Well, to either hand. It strengthens Simon's hand, but...
and now Simon bets 25,000. Does Peter want to call again?
Or will he dig deep and try and represent that ace that's just turned out? We'll see. We'll see what he works out and see what he comes up with. You can see him there thinking it over, thinking it over. Yeah,
Nope, Peter folds.
He's looking at the difference. Last time Simon bluffed him, if you look at Simon's eyes there, he's thinking, and I saw it as well, last time Simon put a bluff on him, he stared down at the pot intently, didn't he? This time he's sitting there looking at him, blinking. So I think Peter's taking it all in. He's weighing up the opponent and he's thinking, nope, you're not bluffing this time, and reading the hand correctly.
He's got to the final, and he's done it by beating some very, very good poker players. Simon Noab calls. And here you see, normally now you saw the reaction, the action-reaction graphic. Peter normally was checking those. This time he bets it.
45 in total.
Yeah, he's mixing his play up, trying to get a bit of confidence back into himself, isn't he?
And Simon mixing his play up as well, up to 45,000.
Yeah, with no hand whatsoever. So good play from both players. But we'll see what Peter wants to do. He's got the best hand, but he's in the worst position sitting out there on the big blind because he'll be first to act should he decide to take this flop. And he throws the hand away. So good play from both players, but maybe Simon's now picking up a read or a tell on Peter.
And that actually, from Simon Noab, was the kind of play we associated with Peter Gunnarsson.
Yeah, and it might take a couple of them, and then we'll watch to see what happens, because usually when a player does that a couple of times on Peter Gunnarsson, he comes back with a monster play, doesn't he? But it takes a couple of plays like that for him to draw the monster out of the cage, basically. He doesn't release it until he really has to, does he?
They started with 320, and they're just about back to that right now. Peter Gunnarsson was over 400,000 at one point. Had a good lead built up, but Simon Noab now has been chipping away at him. He's got a king 6. Peter has a suited king 10. Call in a check. And a king comes up this time. This could be interesting.
Yep, could be costly for one of them. Obviously, Peter in good shape now with that king 10. And Simon doesn't realise it, but he's in a bit of trouble here.
Simon calls.
Diamond on the turn would be interesting, wouldn't it? Give Simon a draw and might get him in a bit more trouble. It's a jack of spades. So still Peter in control, and he's going to make a bet now to test Simon a bit.
$35,000 the bet.
I'm all in.
And Simon's going all in.
This will be interesting. Simon's decided now he's moving all in, so it's he doesn't realise it, but he's in terrible shape. But let's see if Peter calls him. He's only in terrible shape if Peter calls him, so it's very, very aggressive play. But let's see if Peter can get a read on him.
Peter Gunnarsson has played this hand very aggressively. He was almost level pegging, which means he's all or nothing at this point. But it's a big move from Simon Noab. And a little bit of a gulp there. That is what Peter Gunnarsson is seeing. Scratches his forehead.
Will probably give Simon a bit of confidence, because when Peter usually goes to scratch his forehead, he means he's unsure of what's going on. And really what is going on is that if Simon Noab gets called here, he's virtually out of the tournament, and this man will be the winner. But we'll see if he can work it out.
And for the first time, you could hear a pin drop in that gallery.
Yep, it's tense moments.
A big ask for the young Swede, Peter Gunnarsson. He's way ahead, but does he know it?